on this day, 7 years, how'd that go? 7 years ago. So, Mr. Clark, what's on your plan for today? Oh, shoot. You're live. You're in charge. Burn that fatty. We will in a minute. So I was wondering, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if woodchucker chuck wood? I don't know. Trying to think of something to say. Now that the camera's rolling, everybody's quiet. Marijuana vape carts. Are they the very simple way?
Where do you start your journey of today? What history do you want to portray?
Well, I don't
your
want
trip to New Jersey or your trip to LA?
Either way, you have something to say.
And should I die and my life fades away, I'll have this story today.
That works.
There you go, jibber jabber. Well, we bit of a leprechaun, you know. I don't know, it's just like a social justice warrior. I know that my middle name Burnell is my Black Panther name. And when I was born in 1970, you know, that was really a thing back then because, you know, black people, white people weren't even allowed to like be in the same car really together out in Missouri and stuff. And it was really different in 1970, yeah, and prior to 1970, according to those, you know, it was really hard back then. Not the 70s, the sort of before the 70s, right before I was born. It was a real issue.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. The 40s, 50s. Yeah.
And so I come in there, and you know, then my middle name, my Black Panther name Burnell, had studied what the Black Panthers did, and I know I was in Berkeley at People's Park, and I was shot with a rubber bullet.
How'd that feel?
Well, rubber bullets hurt. And I shot with a rubber bullet because we were protesting putting in volleyball courts and things. And
you're protesting? They wanted to put a volleyball court?
And they shot me with a rubber bullet, and then I ran, and they caught me and beat me bloody.
Why were you protesting about volleyball courts?
Because we just wanted to keep People's Park in Berkeley, California, People's Park.
Oh, they're trying to.
They're putting basketball courts and other on a sandbox, but
for the kids.
No, they put a sandbox, but you know people just ruin this stuff. You know what the junkies did to the sandbox that made it pretty bad right away. And I just tried really nice for a long time to just keep People's Park really cool and happening. And
there are a lot of protests out there?
No.
No?
It was like one a long time ago. A few protesters. And I'm just telling stories now.
I know, I just asking questions about it. Like the viewers might want to know more.
People Park is now completely destroyed and it's gone. I don't know how it is.
I've never seen People's Park. Is it big?
No, you never will.
Oh.
People's Park wasn't too big, but it was like, you know, Park. 4 or 8 city blocks.
What was it like the square but bigger?
It was like 5 squares.
But no, I'm saying the people around there, like the hangout, like
it used to be super cool. People's Park was full of all welcome to hippies and everything else, and then someday, you know, they just had gang members just trying to fucking sell shit there, and it turned out to be just a horrendous, horrible place. Yeah, bad. It wasn't People's Park anymore.
Yeah, that tends to happen in a lot of places.
It just turned all dark cloud. So I don't really necessarily blame them from destroying People's Park and putting whatever they put there because it was really going.
But at the time.
It was really
protesting was what it was. That was the thing to do. That was where your beliefs were and your people were.
I was just necessarily talking about
Or were you just in the wrong place at the wrong time?
Well, I'm gonna revamp the whole thing. I'm talking about civil rights. And the civil rights is when I ran from the cops and they beat me bloody.
Oh, you ran.
And then when I went to court, it turns out that it's not a crime to run from the cops if you have not committed a crime.
I heard that.
So
that makes sense. Because I see a lot of people that like they try to stop and talk to them, they run. Come here. And then
so
they tackle them and
when I was in Arcata and I was detained that day, there was this one lady who was walking by, and one of the police officers who detained me witnessed allegedly a woman spitting on the ground, and he told her to stop, and she didn't stop. She said, "I don't got to stop
the
for
cop
you."
was? Or a guy?
The lady would spit on the ground.
And who told her to stop?
And the cop comes swooping up at her and says, "Stop," because he was planned on perhaps writing her a ticket for spitting.
Wow. Heard that.
And she just kept on walking.
Go ahead, again.
And so then he comes up and arrests her for walking away for spitting on the ground.
Fucked up.
Now, I don't know if spitting on the ground's an arrestable offense, but when the cop gave me the ticket, he says, "What happens if I don't?" I said, "Well, I'm being charged with an infraction." He says, "What happens if I don't sign the ticket with infraction?" He says, "Well, bump up to a misdemeanor and you'll be arrested." So they blackmail you into demanding you go to court or pay a fine. And then I went to go see what the court date was, and they said, "Oh, you don't have a court date. You have a certain amount of days to pay the fine, and it's $300 and some dollars." And so your only other option is to make your own court date. Otherwise, you're just set a bank account for you to pay a fine for these people. This is like the third time I've went to court for the same charge from a different goon they call a cop, and I need to figure out, and we need to figure out how to fight them civilly.
Well, after you beat him this time, that'll be 3 beats. You beat him 3 times. So
Which time?
now you could say, now you could say, here, I'll take it. Now you could say it's harassment because it's 3 times they've done the same shit, and each time the charges get dropped. It's like, so why keep doing that to me?
I need to get paid.
Yeah.
I need to get paid for the button machine that vanished that day.
Yeah, because it's just harassment. They just keep doing this, and everything's
And
getting dropped. So obviously,
and
nothing's sticking.
also I remember the nice black man who's, lack of a better word, he's not deaf and dumb, but he's a pretty mellow dude, you know. And they went and gave him a ticket for no reason too. So I need the ticket on that lady dropped. I need the ticket on that dude dropped, because all of that was just criminal, illegal with the.
They were just trying to write tickets that day.
They were just trying to write tickets that day, and they're all underlings for this big, huge, fat sergeant or whatever he is that rolls around in the car talking to them on his side radio on his arm like he's all on the fly.
What is this?
Merchandise.
I
I don't know. $5.
$5.
$20.
Hey, rock.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Cut. That's
You
good.
trying to be funny over here?
No.